like, I got the message like, "Hey, would you be okay holding our belt?" And I was like, "Is that a question? Yeah, I would love to. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go cry now." Stardom had an open spot for me. And man, that is one of the bookings that I've actually cried over. Not gonna lie.
Holy moly, that's a great question.
Welcome back to Grapple Theory. Thanks so much for joining us once again. And this week, we're going stateside once again for another interview. We're joined by the awesome, the rising star, Airica-Demia. Airica, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I woke up super late today, so I've got plenty of energy.
Jealous. That's very upsetting. I always have to wake up early, like work-wise, and it's not fun. Like, I'm always running on fumes by end of the day.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine. You used to it after a certain point, but like, a lion's never bad. How are things going with you? I mean, like, we always sort of start by asking our guests how their last sort of 12 months has been in wrestling. Would it be fair to say you've had quite a hectic 12 months? Like, it seems very eventful.
Yes, I think that would be very fair to say.
Yeah, and that's good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very tiring, but it's definitely a good thing. I saw something recently that was like, it is a privilege to be this tired from the dream that you're working on. And I'm like, yes, keep that in my head when I'm dead tired and don't want to do anything.
Exactly. That is the thing, isn't it? Especially with something like wrestling, like with what you're putting your body through, with what you go through, not even in the ring, just day to day to like stay in shape enough to be in the ring, to like get the cardio to like, balance it with day to day life as well. Like, you've got to love wrestling to do what you guys do.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Sometimes my brain makes me question, man, why did I do this? Then I'm like, for the love of the game.
I was going to say, sometimes you ask yourself, why did you do this? And then you get a chance to face Nixon Newell or the
Mhm.
Vixen and Yamashita. And then in those moments, I imagine you're like, it's pretty worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Those are definitely the moments that make it feel like, yeah, something's actually coming out of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So talk to me, we'll get into a couple of those matches like in more detail in a second, but talk to me just about like your general last year, like how you found it in terms of both the grind, but in terms of how, from a fan's point of view, it looks like you really started climbing that ladder, like getting your name out there more, getting noticed more, getting on more different shows, and people are starting to sort of sit up and take notice of you.
So I have had a bit of I'm not gonna say a rough year, but mentally it's been very up and down because in November of last year, I broke my finger. So there was that like mental, what's the hurdle?
Yeah.
I was like, what's the thing you're supposed to jump over? I had that mental hurdle that I had to get over. I was like, are people going to forget about me? How long am I going to have to stay out? Am I going to have surgery for it? And then I didn't get to reach out to promotions for Mania Week in Vegas. So by the time I got around to that, like knowing like, oh, I can actually have matches now and not worry about
Mm.
like re-breaking my finger. By the time we got around to that, nobody had any open spots. And then luck would have it, Stardom had an open spot for me. And man, that is one of the bookings that I've actually cried over. Not gonna lie. Um, but I feel like even with that obstacle happening at the beginning of this year, at the end of last year, I feel I had something specific in my head that I was gonna say and it went away. My ADHD is killing me.
That's fine.
It's like things are falling into place. That's what I was gonna say.
No, I get it. I get it. Like, again, I want to talk to you about the Stardom booking because, again, like, in terms of, I wasn't quite aware of, like, sort of like the mental toll that had on you, but I also knew that you'd broken your finger and you like gone through the injury and come back. And I did notice that, again, like, you were sort of like a little sparse for Mania weekend bookings. But is it, again, almost like a payoff where you're like, that's such a big booking, like, in terms of, like, again, climbing the ladder sort of thing, that it's like, not necessarily like, oh, I'm glad I don't have any more dates, but like, it's sort of worth it. You're sort of like, oh, I'd rather have less bookings and this show than more and not this show, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I kind of thought about it because obviously I'm with my dad 90% of the time. Like he's a wrestler too, so he gets it. So I was talking to him and I was like, man, I feel like it was meant to be to not have a whole lot like already booked, because if I had, then I wouldn't have this show for sure. Because it was like a early in the day kind of show too. And I got to do a seminar that week too, which was also very not ego boosting, but confidence boosting. That's the
Yeah.
word. Oh my gosh, I can't think today.
No, but I totally get it. Like in terms of, it sort of gives you that picture of like, oh, I'm good enough to do this because I can teach other people to do this. Is that like validation, right?
Yeah, I took a seminar from somebody who's like he's Gabe Sapolsky. He's the one that runs the WWEID program, and he told me that as long as I keep down the path that I am right now, that I'm gonna do very well. And that was like, okay, I needed to hear that. Time to hit the ground running even more.
Yeah, for sure. That gives you a real boost, doesn't it? Especially when someone like Gabe is saying that. Like that's, he's someone that has seen so much talent over the years that like if he's telling you you're doing well enough, then then it's probably right, right? It's probably like again good validation that you're on the right track.
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely not where I need to be to get ID'd or anything like that. But I'm only 2 years in. I have time, and as long as I keep going, I've just got to keep going.
Exactly, exactly. And again, like only being 2 years in, I imagine as well, like when you pick up an injury like you did in November, like it can be tough because you're like still quite fresh to it. You're like at the stage, I guess, where not a lot of people know you. So it can be easier to forget about someone if you don't really know about them in the first place. And so like again, mentally, I imagine that's quite tough as well, like getting through that, overcoming that. But in terms of what you've done since coming back, that must be again really uplifting in terms of like, oh no, I've sort of picked up just where I left off.
Yeah, um, I feel like for me specifically, I wasn't out for very long, so I didn't have as much of a problem getting back into it as some have, because there's people who have like messed up a tendon in their knee. I don't know the letters and stuff like that for it, but like the really bad knee injuries where you're like out for like 9 months. I haven't had to deal with anything like that. And I pray that it doesn't happen because that's awful. But it still was really nerve wracking. And like, but at the same time, I still had a bunch of people, like, I was constantly posting stuff, constantly like keeping up with things that were going on. So it, I think that kind of helped. And my dad helping me out too when I was kind of feeling mentally low. Um, like, because I know that sounds really dramatic, but this is what I love to do. And sometimes a break like that is like a reminder of, oh man, I really love this. I got to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, like with your dad wrestling as well, like that must be really helpful, not just in terms of like, in-ring stuff, in terms of like learning that, but in terms of the what to do when you're feeling low, the what to do when you're out of it for a bit, the how to cope with things like that mentally as well. Like that side of it must be just so invaluable.
Yeah. So he, honestly, he did not take a whole lot of time off when he was wrestling. Like if he got injured, he would kind of work through it unless it was like really, really, really bad. I know for sure there was one time he took a show off because he landed on his neck and they were like, hey, you're not wrestling today. He's like, fair enough. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. And then a couple more times when he had like a surgery or something like that. But he didn't really have a whole lot of time off like that. But I kind of witnessed him, at the very least, I saw the way that he would feel after a show because we call it a wrestling hangover. He was like that every single time he had a show. So I kind of learned to cope with that myself because I get them really heavy too. Um, I don't know if everybody gets those, but as far as I'm aware, most wrestlers get wrestling hangovers.
Yeah, I feel like most do, even the ones that hide it well. I'm fairly sure most must do, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like that, it just seems natural. It just seems natural. I got to ask, like, again, because I know that you post about it a lot, and I know that like you've spoken about it before, but like obviously you have like a really strong relationship with your dad. Did that make it tougher to beat him up earlier this year?
No, I did not. um, we kind of like we kind of play fight like siblings, like on a regular basis. Um, so it was kind of like that, just with an added storyline and in front of people, and it was very special to the both of us because he's been wrestling for a really long time. He's got health issues because of like an issue he was born with, so he doesn't have a whole lot of time left. So it was really nice to actually get just the both of us to have a match on a show together in front of a bunch of people on, I think it was on IWTV if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool for both of us. And he keeps saying that I carried him. I absolutely did not. I did not. He held his own, okay? Even though he's old.
For sure. No, absolutely. And that's the thing, isn't it? Is like, again, those are the like, again, like the sort of moments that you relish, right? Because again, like even people like now who have like say more experience than yourself, like will not have had the chance to like wrestle like one of their parents or something, even though they have a wrestling parent. Like to get that opportunity is so rare, and like must have been like you say, must have meant so much to the both of you that you're able to do it.
Absolutely. It's definitely one of the highlights of my year.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And again, like looking at your dad and like his vibe in the ring, the character brings up, it feels like that was a big influence on you, not just in terms of like your technical in-ring ability, but also like where your character comes from and this like love of anime and like because he's very like fantasy driven as well, right? In his gear and his appearance and everything. Like that must have been, I imagine, a big inspiration for you coming forward, being like, this is what I want to do.
So we kind of decided to go like the fantasy gimmick route at the same time. When I grew up watching him, he had so many different gimmicks, but all of them were very, very over the top. So that is kind of where I draw that from. And in ring, I have stolen one main move from him, and it is the soul food or eat defeat. We don't like that term because it's soul food. That's what Chuck Taylor named it. He's the one that came up with it. It's called a soul food. And if you call it eat defeat in front of me, I'm going to be very sad.
No, correct. That's how he should be, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, we came up with these characters that we're doing around the same time. They kind of came from his kind of came from the same anime, but his is also mixed with Thor from Ragnarok and Link from The Legend of Zelda. He's an adventurer rather than like a superhero or something like that. But I definitely want more the superhero route. And at the moment, I'm not doing as much of the superhero. I've come kind of more into the actual anime side of it, especially as a heel. Um, I'm more obnoxious, like Sailor Moon, ditzy. She thinks she's the hero, but she really has to be saved every single time something bad happens to her.
No, but I like that. I like that. And again, it's something that like anime is such a like a wide thing, such a vast thing that like you can evolve, right? You can develop, you can just sort of go from thing to thing and still have it be relevant and still have it be part of your character. I was gonna say like I've got to ask again, because you're clearly an anime like fanatic, clearly an anime expert. So what if I were to put the pressure on you and say I want you to book like I want you to fantasy write an anime show using indie wrestlers.
Oh, okay. That's
Let's
fun.
say show concept and five wrestlers to have a who
Wow.
what would your what show would you want it to be and who would you cast?
Holy moly, that's a great question.
um, Anime concept. I watch a lot of anime with like creepy like demons and stuff. Like I like Dandadan and Inuyasha is one of my favorites. Um, so probably something in that realm, or like Solo Leveling, or even My Hero has some creepy stuff in it occasionally. Hmm,
You're booking yourself as one, right? You're one name. That's one, right?
yes, probably
Like
me and my dad. So that's two
that's
taken.
three.
I just need three.
What are we talking? Are we talking like is this going to be like double protagonist? Are we talking like father daughter team, like journeying around
Yes,
defeating evil sort of thing?
yes, that is exactly that. Yes. um, Kid Bandit, because she also does the anime thing for sure. My tag partner Cosmic, 100%. And because she also has like a little anime thing going on. And then I gotta think,
We need like an antagonist, don't we? We need
yes, need an antagonist.
the main bad guy.
Huh.
I feel like there's a lot. I feel like there's a few bad guys in wrestling that you could like.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. That's definitely a hard one. I'm like, there's.
If I'm honest, when you said like sort of like dark demonic kind of thing, the name
Yeah.
that sprung in my mind was Max the Impaler.
Huh.
Because I was like, as an antagonist, I feel like that would be quite a good one.
Hmm. Maybe, but I feel like, oh man, that's such a hard one. I'm like, oh, I'm just like cycling.
It's a tough one. I have put you on the spot.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm very bad at like responding when I'm put on the spot. Um, okay. Maybe I should Google some names. Go through my Instagram.
Good to say. Who do you think like you and your dad would like to beat up mainly?
Hmm. Um, my dad's sitting right there. Dad, who would you like to beat up? He said no. He's not answering. He said this is my thing. He's not helping me. There you
Come
go.
on, where's the help? Unbelievable.
Oh man. You know what? I feel like Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
That might be interesting to have him as a big antagonist. Also, he's much bigger than both me and my dad, so I feel like that'd be like good visual.
Yeah, the
makes
juxtaposition
sense.
would be good. I mean, he's bigger than most people, isn't he? Let's face it. He's a bit of a mountain,
He is. He definitely is.
and he's a very good bad guy as well. We've seen it. We see it in the ring. We see it all over social media. Like, he's good at being the villain.
Absolutely. That's definitely, yeah.
No, I think we've got a good show here. This is anyone watching who can like publish it, who can get this done, who can get this made. Let's do it, right? Let's get it
Absolutely.
done.
That would be so dope.
Hell yeah, hell yeah! Get it on like Crunchyroll and stuff. It'd be amazing.
Oh,
But,
my dad just actually said Matt Cardona as well. He said he's the ultimate heel. He ruined your match with Shotzi. Which, yeah, good point.
that
Big
was
point.
ultimate heel move. That's a crazy heel move right there.
Yeah. I mean, it just happened to happen that way because Kentucky is like, you can't work when you're injured. Not sorry. No exceptions. That's which is sad, but it's gonna happen one day.
Exactly. It's gonna you got to manifest it, right? You've got time. It's definitely gonna happen down the line, right? Because the fact it was meant to happen, it's gonna happen. We know that.
Absolutely.
We know that. We know that. But again, even before that, like we were saying at the start of the chat, like you've had some crazy matches like this last year or so. Like, I mean, Nixon Newell, fresh off like coming out of WWE, like hot commodity, like one of her first shows back as well. Like, that's crazy. Like, how was that as an experience to not just get that much, be able to like learn from her in the ring and like everything she's done.
So that was super, super cool to get to work with her for me because um when she was in, I think, NXT, um, that was around the time that I decided I wanted to do my superhero gimmick. And I had people saying, "Hey, that's stupid. Why would you do that? That's a terrible idea." Dad, what are you doing? Oh, he was making a lot of noise that distracted me. Sorry.
Right.
But people were questioning and doubting my ideas. And then she came out in Captain Marvel gear. And I was like, man, if she can do something like that, why can't I do something like that? And that kind of helped me keep going and got past those people. Um, but then it was super cool to work with her and get to have a match with her. And like you said, to get to learn from her because she's got just so much knowledge. I have like a full page of notes from just watching it back and like taking notes on what she did and then what she told me as far as like critiques go. But it was insane.
Did you tell her? Did you tell her that about how you wanted to do the superhero gimmick, and she sort of like helped push that by coming out as
I did tell her about that. We had a very short conversation because she had a flight to catch.
hello?
It was really cool. Yeah. I
That's a
don't
cool
really know
moment.
what else to say. It was very cool.
It's a lovely moment. I get that for sure. But you're, and again, like not just in terms of those matches, in terms of like well, in terms of title matches as well. Like I said before, like you beat Vert, Vixen and Miyu Yamashita, who are two of the best wrestlers in the world at the minute. I think. Like, and you beating Shaz and McKenzie, both for titles as well. Let's not. You're you. Let's actually let's answer this a bit. Let's focus this at the minute. You got a lot of gold at the moment.
I do.
Like,
Yes.
you are still like very young and you have a lot of gold on you. Like that must be a great feeling. I mean, heavy, I imagine, a little heavy, like in the suitcase, but
Yeah, it's definitely heavy. And I feel kind of shocked that so many people have put their faith in me like that. But it's really cool to be able to constantly be like, hey, guys, I have a title. Oh, I have this title. I have this title, and I have this title. Like, it's really, really cool knowing that somebody can put their women's division or their division period on my shoulders because I have an intergender championship too, not just women's. Um, and then yeah,
but that's the thing, isn't it? Is like when you look at that, like in terms of like the Spark one, I think the Spark one is the one that stands out because when you're looking at it as a fan to see yourself as a young wrestler coming through. And then again, like I keep harking on about it, but to have beaten Vert, Vixen and Miyu after in one match, like those are two names who any company could put a title on and you'd be like, yeah, that fits. So to like to beat both of them, that must be such a validating feeling from a promoter being like, we think you're ready to hold this belt over a Vert Vixen, over a Miyu Yamashita.
yeah, it was like I got the message like, "Hey, would you be okay holding our belt?" And I was like, "Is that a question? Yeah, I would love to. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go cry now. This is fantastic. This is a great day."
For sure. And then in the match as well, like I've seen it like back, it is incredible. Like you guys all like work so well together. Again, that must be a great feeling to know that like again, I'm still quite new, but I can mix it with the best of them because I did that because I proved that.
Yes, 100%. I had never really had like such a fast-paced match like that before. So I did my best to keep up and they had some critiques for me. But it was mostly just, "Hey, pick up the pace a little bit." I'm so used to like the southern
Mhm.
North Carolina. Well, I don't really wrestle in North Carolina, but I'm so used to that's just what I learned. So then being put into a Joshi match, they're like, "We did not make it easy for you. So good on you for keeping up, but you can do better and we believe you can do better. So do better."
Yeah.
Which was
You
also
feel like,
really, really cool.
you feel like that's evolved from you in terms of like that pacing? Because again, like I think, you know, the best wrestlers now, the ones that go the first are the versatile ones, you know what I mean? The ones like who can have like the slow, technical, like expert match, but also the ones who can then turn on the speed if they need to.
Yes, I absolutely agree. I would love to be somebody who's like that, and I'm working really hard towards being that. Um, just the only thing that holds me back is my asthma, but I'm working on getting over that too.
That is tough. That does make it tough. Like, does that ever like, not in terms of hold you back, but is there that ever in the back of your mind, like as a thing when you're out in the ring?
A lot of times, yeah. So I've learned that I have to blow myself up before the match and to so that I can get my second wind because otherwise I'm gonna die. I've only had an asthma attack one time in the ring, and it's because I had gotten a little bit rocked earlier in the match, and I kind of was like a little loopy. It happens. It's okay. It was nobody's fault. It just was an accident. Um, but it was also I think it was one of my first couple matches back from being injured too, if I remember correctly. Oh, just kidding. It was before. that. My dad corrected me. I was like, I don't know. I have no idea when it comes to anything with time. I'm terrible. I could say something happened the other day. My dad's like, that was a month ago.
Yeah.
What are you doing? But that was the only time I think I've actually had an asthma attack in the ring. And like my face was down on the mat and she was waiting for me. And I was like, it was not fun. But um I've kind of learned a lot more just to push through. I take 2 puffs of my inhaler before I go to the ring, and usually I'm pretty good unless it's 98 degrees, or freezing.
Oh, I see. It's both, like heat wise.
Yeah, unfortunately, so, with my asthma, I can't get as much air in when it's super humid just because it's, like, it's
Mm.
wet. But when it's cold, it just hurts more to breathe. I'm sure everybody gets I actually don't know. I've never really asked if other people like if it hurts when they're breathing in the cold. Does it hurt you when you're breathing in the cold? He's not the one to ask. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. But
No, I'm
yeah.
not sure 'cause my brother's got asthma as well, but I've never heard him mention that. So that's why I was curious.
Hmm.
Bah.
I do breathe better when it is cold. It just hurts a little bit.
That's yeah, it's not fun either way. Like it's like you either
I
get
have
the
to be in the AC in the summer and then just as long as it's not like 30 degrees. Good.
then you're fine. See again, like that's where in my mind I have to do the math on it because like 30 degrees over here is sweltering. 30 degrees over here is crazy warm.
Oh yeah, as long as it's not like I think 0 is what the equivalent would.
Yeah. It's something like that, isn't it? I don't quite know how the math works on it, but like it's
I'm
it.
pretty sure 32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius. So I don't know.
There you go. Keep going. I'm not fully sure, but either way, again, I have to always just do the mental math for a second, and I'm like, how hot is that over here? Like, but yeah, that's cold over here. Like, yeah, 90, like 95, 96, like for you guys would be crazy over here as well because we get it crazy humid over here in the summer. Like the humidity is terrible.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
It is not like over here 20 like 22, 23. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but like summer weather feels like ridiculous over here. It's bad. On that note, when are you coming over here?
I hope soon. I've been wanting to go overseas for, well, since I started wrestling. Like, there was no doubt in my mind, I'm gonna go overseas. I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm gonna go to Europe. I'm, I wanna go everywhere. Hoping to even go to Canada. Like,
Yeah.
or Australia, or I wanna go everywhere that I can. That'd be amazing.
What are we talking about? Because we've said you've already had some big matches, like you said, but you've already had some big matches. What are we talking about, like dream match wise? Like who are your like I need to face this person?
Oh boy. Um,
Because again, you pick. I mean, you said travel, you said everywhere basically, so I can't even narrow it down. But like, there are incredible wrestlers in every single one of those countries you named that I'd love to see you have matches with.
I that's a kind of a hard question for me to answer because there's so many people that I'm like, I could learn so much from this person. And like, that's kind of how I tend to think about matches is how much am I going to learn and how much are they going to help me, if that makes sense. I don't mean that in like a selfish way. I mean that like, can I learn something from them that's going to help me get to my goal?
Yeah.
And like, that still sounds so selfish. I don't mean it like that.
Like again, like I don't think it does. I think it sounds right. Like as a wrestler, you want to face the best so you can learn from the best, so you can better yourself, right? It's all
Absolutely.
we've spoken to so many people where like people who are like wrestlers or wrestlers who are like run training schools as well, where it's like if you put people against people of their own skill level all the time, then no one's ever going to learn anything. You need to be facing people that are better than you. You need to face the veterans, the people that have been there and done it, because that's how you are going to treat. Yeah.
Yes, so many people are just like, "Oh, you're gonna wrestle this person," and I'm like, "Okay, this is fine. This is fine. I'm not learning any." I mean, not that you can't learn anything, because you can learn, like, you can kind of learn what not to do, and you can learn how to help somebody else get through a match when they don't know how to get through a match. You can learn how to communicate and learn. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you can learn, but it's just harder to learn because at that point you're teaching yourself, if that makes sense.
No, for sure. Like your progression is going to slow because you're then not having those challenges.
Unfortunately, that is also very common in women's wrestling. It's a lot harder for us to find women who are better than us because a lot of us tend to be on the same level. um, so when we get to work with somebody who is much more knowledgeable than we are, it's such a great feeling. Um, on that note, though, I would love to have a match with Maki Ito.
Yes. The vibes in that match would be immaculate.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I get really excited thinking about it. Like I can feel my breath is leaving me. Like I don't know how to breathe.
No, can you imagine? Like that would be insane. That would be like, I don't know, possibly like the most kawaii match in the world. Like
Exactly. That's the yes. Oh, like if I ever find out I'm wrestling her, I'm gonna be like jumping up and down like a giddy schoolgirl or something. Like it's oh my gosh. I would love that so much.
that's gonna need the extra like pop on the inhaler beforehand, being like, no doubt. That's
100%. Oh my god.
and then it'll be like, get to the ring, and she'll call you a bitch, and then you're like, no, I'm done. Like that's it, just on the floor, gone.
Yep.
Because that's the dream. I think secretly we all yearn for Maki Ito to call us a bitch, right? That's like every wrestler, every wrestling fan like has that dream.
I see that.
Amazing. Well, that brings us to sort of like a good sort of stopping point in terms of getting into a little fun feature that we have here, where again we've learned a little bit about you in the ring, but we're going to learn a bit about you out the ring now in this feature called Anatomy of a Pro Wrestler, and this is essentially just what makes you you. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to let me know what comes to mind.
Okay.
So the first one is, what is your favorite post pinfall pig out?
Ooh. Like what do I like to eat after?
Yeah, like
Okay.
talk about your treat meal after a show, but like we're talking in a world where like everything is open. But I suppose that's the same in America. Like everything seems open all the time in America, whereas over here you're like 11 o'clock, everything shuts, and you're
Usually by the time I leave, nothing is open, unfortunately. I'm always the last set of gear, always the last to leave, because I usually try to help with the ring, and if I'm not, I'm still tearing down my merch table, which is insane. And my dad's helping with that too. And then by the time we're done, we're just like, oh, sitting in the car, like I'm ready to sleep. But I want a burger, a milkshake, and mac and cheese and mashed potatoes.
nice. We have a particular like restaurant in mind for this, or is it just anywhere?
I don't really have a particular restaurant in mind. However, I do. There was this one place we went to that had such good food, and I think they only have like a couple locations, and it's really sad. I think it's called Bubba's 33. Um, it was so good. There was one in Indiana. Um, I got a burger and mac and cheese and mashed potatoes, and that's one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. And I have to really take it easy with the milkshakes because I'm super lactose intolerant, and usually I forget to bring my enzymes with me. So it's all right. My cat is misbehaving. One second.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We have a long history of pets on the podcast.
Here we go.
Oh,
This is Pushinori.
oh my God, adorable.
I love them so much.
Those eyes are incredible. They are piercing. Oh my God.
He said, "Why are you holding me right now? Put me down."
How do you get anything? How do you do anything? Like, I feel like if I had a cat like that, I would just get nothing done.
Yeah. Accurate. Not that. Oh, he's trying to open my closet, and I'm like, get out of there.
Oh, yeah, come on.
He's like my son. And like, I woke up super late today, like I said. And by the time I opened my door, he was looking at me. He's like, where have you been? Why did you leave me?
You know what time it is?
He's like, my bowl is empty. Are you going to fill it or what?
Oh no, I love that. That's adorable. That is adorable. Like, I'd be bad with a cat. I think I'd be far too enamored. Like, me and my partner used to have guinea pigs, and that was a problem itself. Like, they were too adorable, and like again, just very. I'm not. I don't think I'd be a good parent. I think I'm just far too like. I'm far too lenient when like something cute looks at me with like those eyes. I'm like, yes, you can have whatever you want. I don't like.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah.
And Now you're coming to love me. What? What's up?
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Oh,
I love that.
yes. Bubba's 33 is one of the best places I've ever eaten at because it wasn't like mom and pop, but it was like kind of the equivalent to like a Red Robin, but more unhealthy. If that makes sense. It's fattier and it's more, what's the word? Decadent?
Yeah, like almost like
Word?
almost like sort of like dino-y, like greasy, like full of
Yes.
indulgent sort of thing.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
so good. But yes, a
Wonderful.
burger, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and a milkshake.
The double carbs is crazy, if I'm honest. The double carbs is wild. Like,
I beat the crap out of my body. I'm allowed.
oh, that's fair. Yeah, no, fair play to you. Yeah, I'll wait.
It's up for like a full weekend. If I've had like 3 or 4 matches or even 2 matches, then I'll have that. But if not, then I'm like, I'll tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, especially you don't want it midway through the weekend if you got like a second show. You don't want it on the Saturday if you're wrestling Sunday. That's
Absolutely not.
asking for trouble.
Oh my gosh, I would feel like garbage the next day. I'd be like, hey guys, I can't wrestle. I ate with milk.
Are you ready for your match? I guess. Can we like 5 minutes? Is that cool?
Like, anybody got any Pepto? Help.
Me. Amazing. Well, the next one is also food based, but it's the only other food based one on the list, and then we get to other stuff. But it's like the classic. What would your like death row last meal be?
A massive tin of brownies. I love brownies.
Yeah, nice.
I-
That's.
They're
Are we talking like just classic brownie, or like are we talking like stuff in it? And like, I guess the key question is, do you like it fudgy or is it like cakey?
Oh, I like it kind of in between fudgy and cakey. Like, I like it to be a little gooey. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of fudge. I don't know why, but I like the gooey cakey, if that makes sense.
Yeah, where it's like sort of cakey outside, and then the further you get into the middle of the piece, it's like a little softer.
Yes, exactly. That is immaculate.
That is
I
how
had a brownie this weekend. There's a lady who brings cookies and sweet treats to the Dreamwave shows. Her desserts are immaculate, and she made one that was like a cherry cordial brownie. It was called like all of them are named after like wrestlers or wrestling moves. So it was cherry chocolate Wyndham. It's fantastic. One of the best brownies I've ever had in my life. There was like a gooey cherry filling. It was beautiful. I loved it so much.
No, I love that. I love that. You need to know then as well, for especially like, I mean, I say this as a fan because I want you wrestling over here, but like if it gets you over here any quicker, Nina Samuels over here is the renowned baking like god of British wrestling. Like she brings like baked goods to the shows and they are legit the best I've ever had. Like
Noted.
she is incredibly good at baking. So, you know, if you come over here, you get that as well. Like you'll get a great brownie and wrestling. So
I'm sold.
yeah. Come on, fly over. Let's do it.
Right now.
Wonderful. The next one is what is the song that gets you the most hype?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I'm very weird when it comes to music. Sometimes a song that I'm absolutely obsessed with, the next day it just won't hit. And then 2 days later it'll hit again. But I think it's whatever theme song I'm using at the time really gets me hyped up. And if it doesn't get me hyped up anymore, it's time to change it. Right now, my Babyface theme song is called My Hero by Man with a Mission. And it's got like a slow orchestral kind of opening. Like it's a very short orchestral opening. And then it hits and goes straight into like rock instrumentals, I think. I'm not good with music genres, but it's just the way that it hits, the way that it flows. I'm just like, yeah, it's time to freaking go. And then my heel theme starts with me saying, who's ready to get kawaii with your hero? And then I go, ooh, woo. And then it goes into the song. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. Time to be a douchebag to everybody. I feel like that's the best thing that gets me hyped up. But I do listen to a lot of anime music, unironically, like when I'm working out, when I'm like, I don't feel motivated today. But I gotta be like an anime character, so let's freaking go.
I'd like to say that shocked me, but I can't say I think that's a revelation.
I don't think anybody's surprised. I also really like listening to Sleep Token and The Weeknd.
Mm.
That's
That's a-
very,
so that-
very
yeah,
opposing.
That's a very weird mix.
Yeah,
I don't listen to them. Well, actually, that's a lie. I do listen to a couple of their songs together. A couple of Sleep Tokens, more like softer songs, and then I really like "Without a Warning" by The Weeknd because if you listen to the lyrics, it really relates to wrestling a lot. Like not all of them, but a lot of them relate really heavily to wrestling. A lot of that album, actually really I think "Hurry Up Tomorrow" is the name of it. It really relates very heavily to wrestling. If you were a wrestler, I don't know if a fan would understand it, but you might. I don't know.
I was gonna say no, I can't. The Weekend's not my sort of. I'm more in like the rocky sort of area of music wise.
Understood.
So I can't say The Weekend is anyone that like I like listening to, but that's fair enough. I like that. I like again any music that you can find relatable to your experience, right? Is good, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm very what people call polyjamorous. I listen to everything except for country music. I don't like country music.
I've never heard that term used. I'll be honest, but now
Chronically
that's how everyone should always describe having a varied music taste.
Yes, I'm chronically online, so I see that a lot.
I've
It's
never
like
seen that, but it's wonderful. That's great.
sorry, I almost knocked something over.
I respect the no listening to country music as well because country music is garbage. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. Country music garbage. It's not good.
I don't enjoy it. So my dad used to have a friend that would always listen to country music, and every time a certain song plays, I'm like getting flashbacks to Nam or something. I'm like,
You can see like, oh my god.
yeah, I'm like jump scare. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm like that with a lot of music, like with wrestlers' theme songs from when my dad was wrestling. Um, Baby Got Back is one of them. It gives me flashbacks every single time. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know. The tense shoulders. Yeah, you're like, no.
Yep.
I thought we were done with this.
also my cat is sitting in my lap. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see him, but
Adorable.
there he is.
Oh my god, he's so precious.
Hee laid his little feet.
He might be the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I love him so much. He's my baby.
Oh my god. That piece is yeah.
He said, "Let me go."
That's the sort of face though, again, like I was saying before, that's the sort of face where you're like, I would do anything for you. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. How do you say no to that ever?
I have a very hard time. Unless he's just like, sometimes he likes to hop up in front of my TV and my like stand, it spins and he'll like knock it into the wall. And I'm like, boy, what are you doing? Get down.
Amazing. Incredible. Incredible. Well, actually, that brings us on to a very good one because the next one is your favorite animal.
Oh, cats and frogs, 100%.
Oh,
I love
that's an out there choice. I can't say anyone's ever said frogs. That's
I got this little frog pin. He's on a lily pad and it wobbles.
oh, that's adorable. Yeah, I like
Um,
that's a crazy choice though. That's like something that I would not expect anyone to say because
washi tape with frogs on it.
I've never heard anyone say that a frog is their favorite animal.
I love frogs so much. They're so cute and they're squishy. And I have a habit of really loving unlovable animals. Um, I don't like bugs, but I also get really sad when I kill one. Um,
I get
spiders either, but sometimes if they're really, really small and I know that it's not poisonous, I'm like, oh, you're kind of cute. Don't touch me. Back up, but you're kind of cute.
yeah, like you can stay, but just don't like stay away.
Yeah, go over there. You
Yeah.
stay over there where I'm not gonna be near you. We'll chill. It's okay.
Okay, otherwise you chill, hang out. Yeah, that's fair. The next one is what is the movie that you show the locker room?
Like what's
I always say like I don't necessarily think it's like your favorite movie, but like the movie you think everyone should see.
well, that would depend on if someone's a nerd or not. Um,
But this is your choice. This is like so. Let's say like you get to the for some reason you're at a show and everyone has decided to get there 3 hours early, and you're like, oh guys, we've got 3 hours to kill. We're watching this movie.
mm,
This is like your chance to convert people essentially.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes. Oh, what a film.
I love that movie so much. That's definitely probably it's probably my favorite movie, if I'm being honest, because it's so nerdy. But watching the anime kind of made me realize, oh man, it could have been so much better.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say about the anime, like, what did you think of it? Because like I know I have my thoughts, but
I absolutely loved it. And I really wish that Scott would have been more like that in the freaking movie because as far as I've been informed, that's how he was supposed to be. That's how he was in the comic or the manga or whatever. Um, but a lot of people were pissed that the character just ended up being Michael Cera.
which again, there's nothing like I feel like my Sarah speaks to a particular kind of nerd, you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
that's what I liked about the anime was the fact that like it wasn't Michael Cera, Scott Pilgrim, you know what I mean? It was like
Yeah,
a
Scott
different character, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I liked about it a lot. And then it made me realize, man, Scott could have been so much cooler.
This is what we
Like,
missed out on.
yeah, but I still love the movie. It still has like a very special place in my heart.
Good call. Good call. The next one is I normally say to people it's a bit of a throwback. For you, I don't think it's that much of a throwback because it can't have been that long ago. Because it's what was your first job?
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't very long ago.
That's fine. Yeah,
Um,
if you feel old, that's fine. Whatever. Just
Technically, I started wrestling before I got a quote unquote real job. But the first real job I had was Dollar General. I despised it.
most people do. Most people do. I don't know.
I was not treated very well towards the end of my time there. And I actually got fired because of wrestling.
Oh, I mean, that's their lot. Well, one, it's their loss, and two, like, then why would you mess with a wrestler? Why would you do that? I
I
think,
told her that I had somewhere to be and that I might not make it in the next day. And then I told her, like, I sent her a message because I've never heard of somebody getting fired for sending a message to call in. And she's like, "This isn't calling in. You're no longer welcome back at this store." And I was like, she was definitely looking for an excuse to fire me.
yeah. I mean, maybe, but again, when you're huge, when the ID comes, when you're through, when you're signed, like when you're a big name talent, she's gonna be like, ah, shit, I could have had work, and now she's out here on national TV bad mouthing Dollar
Just specifically the one, well, we have a lot here. I'm not going to reveal the locale.
No,
Very close to where I live.
That's the thing. You'll be at this big arena show in North Carolina, and it'll be like you'll just be calling out this one specific Dollar General for things, and no one will go there ever again.
Oh my gosh. That store was such a mess. The person that hired me did not clean. He did not like he was very behind on the stock, so we had like carts of things covering the aisles. It was completely a fire hazard. Like I'm pretty sure it was illegal too. Not my problem.
No, I was gonna say you're their first job. You just take it as it comes, right? You're getting like a little bit of money, and like you're like not even being paid enough to deal with this.
Yeah, I was also very good at my job, and she liked to pretend I wasn't.
But that's good. Strong work ethic is always going to pay off in the end, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, let's face it. Like, even if you got fired for wrestling, like, I think you'd rather be in the ring than at Dollar General, right?
No questions asked. No hesitation.
Amazing. The next one gets a little deep because it's your greatest fear.
My greatest fear? Oh. I feel like I've got a lot of fears, but this might be a weird answer, but there not being an afterlife.
No, I get that. I get that because like when I think of like my greatest fear, it's like it's death, but it's not dying. It's the not having the consciousness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like the experiencing nothing, I can't
You can't visualize it. You can't picture what it's like to feel nothing.
exactly. I can't think of that, and I don't like the idea of not being around the people that I love, that my pets, my like I don't like the idea of not being able to see the cat I had that passed away ever again. Like I don't like that.
No,
um
I totally get it. The idea that like one day you're gonna like just not feel anything is crazy. Like you can't even comprehend it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's so I also have like I have a funny irrational fear that I would like to share because people think it's hilarious every time I say it. I have a really strong irrational fear of zombies.
That
I always have.
that is yeah, that's a weird one.
Especially
Yeah.
from like again like yourself who likes like your anime and your fantasy and things like that. It seems like it doesn't quite fit.
Also, ironically, one of my favorite comedy movies, actually, two of my favorite comedy movies are zombie movies. There's Warm Bodies and Shaun of the Dead. I love those movies so much.
How does that work?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself. I also really want to watch The Last of Us too. And somebody's like, they're mushroom things. I'm like, they still eat people. I don't like that. I also have a massive irrational fear of accidentally eating a person. Like, so there's TV shows where someone has fallen in like a meat grinder or something, and then they unintentionally get packaged into like soups and stuff. And I'm like, what? Nope. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think yeah, I'm not gonna lie here. Like everyone, like your fears are valid and they're your own, and that's fine. Like they make you you. The meat one you might be overthinking slightly.
Yes, I know, 100%. They were fake TV shows. I mean, there was one where someone's finger got cut off and it went into Wendy's chili. But
I swear that's
you
isn't
didn't
that
eat it,
isn't that
just
South
bit
Park?
it. It was I can't do it. It is very odd and it's never ever gonna happen. Zombies are physically, scientifically impossible. Like, unless the cordyceps thing actually happens and then it might be possible. And I don't like that. But it's literally just my overactive imagination. That's all.
No, sure. Sure, that's fair. That's fair. I get that. But like it must be a small comfort to know that like they're very small percentage fears. Like in terms
Yes.
of actually happening. That's
Yes.
I've got out. But like again, they're totally valid and they're your own and you own that. And that's fine. And that's fine. Amazing. Yeah. The next one is only a couple more. The next one is what is your favorite wrestling match stipulation? Either to like be in or to watch or both.
Oh. Huh. I kind of like Falls Count Anywhere. Like I like watching those because every match is like in the ring all the time or like surrounding the ring. And then with Falls Count Anywhere, especially when it's like specifically when it's like on TV, because I feel like a Falls Count Anywhere wouldn't be very fun at an indie show where you can't really see anything that's going on.
I've been to shows like that where you get a full stand anywhere, you're watching it live, and like they'll go to the back and the camera follows, but then you're just watching the screen that's there, and that's like kind of defeats the object of being there. But like, yes, on TV, yeah,
Yeah.
full stand anywhere is great.
At the very least, if you're like at WWE or AEW or something, like you still get to watch what they're doing on the TV. If you're at like an indie show, you're just waiting for them to come back.
Where are they? Well, how long has it been?
Like, oh, we're just sitting here, just waiting.
Does anyone have this like if it's on IW TV, like does anyone have the stream of it? Like just watching like
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, but yeah, I really enjoy those.
nice.
Um, I don't really think I've been in a real match stipulation except like once or twice, and I didn't really do much with it. I don't remember what it was, but this weekend I actually have a match stipulation. I'll be in hold on. I have it I'll be in an I Quit match.
Oh hell yeah.
So I think that's gonna be fun. I've been watching I Quit matches. I watched like 3 last night.
But you're not gonna say it, right?
I hope not. I'm not a quitter. Like I don't.
Can't you, I mean this goes out after that, but you can't come on here now saying that and then say it like it's gonna look terrible next week when this comes out.
Yep.
Have you ever considered that if you learn I quit in a language that the referee doesn't understand, you can say it and not lose?
I'll learn it in Japanese.
Yeah, there you go. Just, think smarter, not harder, Amazing. The next one is what is your favorite place in the world?
Ooh. Oh man. Huh. Where have I been?
It can be like small places as well. Like we've had people say like their bed. Like it can be. It doesn't have to be like a city or something. It can be like.
I don't know. I don't think my bed is my favorite place because I try really hard to stay out of it. I do love it when I'm tired though. Wait, one second. I'm looking for everywhere I've wrestled. I'm like, I've got to have something in here.
Somewhere that you've been like, oh, I like it here.
Yeah.
And maybe it says more about America if you do.
I really enjoy being in New York. Anytime I've wrestled in New York, I have had really bad luck with transportation or like not being able to get a hotel, or it's raining and I'm wrestling outside. Like I always have bad luck wrestling in New York, but I really love exploring it. Um
Just not the wrestling. You just need a break there. Nice little weekend away in New York where
yeah,
you're not wrestling, so you know it's going to be fun.
but I feel like, you know what? I feel like my favorite place to be is in the countryside where there's like mountains and stuff, because it kind of gets me away from the people, it gets me away from the hustle.
Yeah.
And like I'm not saying I would like to live there. I like the idea of living there. I feel like I would get tired of it after a while. I don't know. But I feel like it's a good place to stay grounded, if that makes sense.
No,
Ironically, you're on top of a mountain and you're grounded.
no, I love that. I love that. And that brings us nicely into the final one, which is sort of like the opposite. It's your dream holiday destination.
Ooh, Japan.
Walking holiday, right?
Either one. Both.
Yes, that is the answer we get more than any, and I understand why.
Man, or Korea, South Korea. Like I would love to go to either one, but if it's a holiday, I have to have my parents with me, and I want to bring my cat.
That's a long flight. Take a cat on.
He'll be okay. He's chill.
He'll get it. It'll be fine.
He kind of yells sometimes, but
like one of the stewards, like in the back, like who look after like the luggage and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, you can have whatever. Like that's fine.
yeah.
Taken care of."
Yeah, but definitely South Korea or Japan.
Nice, love it, love it. Well, that brings us nicely to sort of like the closing feature that we have here on the podcast, and this is essentially almost like we fantasy book anime. You're gonna build like in a WWE game or whatever. You're like in 2K. You're gonna build your dream wrestler. So I'm gonna give you again like sort of like the key, the stats, like strength, speed, etc. And I want you to pick one indie wrestler for each thing until we have your dream wrestler.
Oh, okay.
And you can't say the same wrestler twice. We're gonna make that rule. You can say yourself, but you can't say the same wrestler twice.
Okay.
Right. So the first one is strength.
Mark Henry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Why not? The next one is speed.
Will Ospreay.
Yes. Yeah. I like it. The next one is technical ability.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Yes, this is getting good. What's after that? Athleticism is after that.
Oh. That should have been Will Ospreay.
Oh, well, couldn't he? I was gonna say as soon as you said it, I was like, oh.
Stop trying to answer for me. You're making it harder.
I heard a voice there. What do we say?
Oh, athletic ability. Jeez. Trying to think of everybody who's. You know what? Yeah, actually, Javon Evans from NXT.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He's super athletic.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. That's a good shout. The next one is finisher.
Finisher. Ooh. I don't know. Yeah, Kenny Omega.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kenny Omega's my favorite wrestler.
I mean, yes. Also, like, no one kicks out the one-winged angel, right? Like, you got to. And the final one is entrance.
Rhea Ripley.
Oh, mate, this is an incredible wrestler. That's an amazing just built there. That is like, that's like, what's Cena now? 17-time world. This is like 20-time world champion kind of wrestler.
Yeah.
Big bat wrestler that.
Total package of a freaking wrestler. Like nobody's gonna beat it.
No.
And promo skill. Who should be? I feel like we should add that one in. That one's very important.
Promo skill is important. I think I will add that in. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Who would you put?
Oh man.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great. But I appreciate the tip because I will add that into the rotation for it because I think that's, like you say, extremely crucial in a wrestling.
Promos are very important to me, so it just comes to my mind naturally.
No, I like it. Brilliant. Well, that brings us to near the end of recording, and I've just got one final question for you, Airica. This is not a question that I've thought of because we have a closing tradition here on the podcast where our last guest leaves a question for our next guest without any context of who they're going to leave it for. So this person didn't know they were leaving you a question. You're not allowed to know who left you the question. It's all very out of context.
Okay.
But the question you've been left is, this seems like an easy one because it seems like an easy one. It's coffee, filter, or like proper like drip.
Sorry.
It was coming, and I was like, oh,
Ooh.
I'm a huge coffee lover, but I don't know the difference between any of them if I'm being honest. But I'm used to like having a coffee filter, so I think I don't know. Actually, I don't really know what any of that means.
To be fair, like if you kind of like, I think it means more like, like the sort of like the drip filter coffee that you get like, like at home, or like, a proper made one that you get out at like a cafe or something.
Homemade, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just like I know when I make it, it's made with love because I love making coffee. But when it's out at a cafe or like something like that, even if they're a little bit stressed, you can kind of tell the difference. I am also very weird. But I do believe you can like feel people's energy and you won't enjoy it as much if you can feel the stress that somebody else has putting into your drink.
No, I get that. No, it's amazing. And that's a great way to end. That's a great way to wrap up. Airica-Demia, thank you for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you here. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Absolutely have. Thank you for having me. It was very...
Thanks for coming on. It's been great to chat all things wrestling with you. It's great to see, again, just to see everything that you've been doing recently. I think like you've been absolutely smashing it. It's great to see you like climbing this ladder now and getting the recognition you deserve.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
We always end the podcast by giving our guests the final word. So if anyone's watching this and sees you advertised on a show near them, or like you're coming over somewhere else and someone else sees you on a promo or a poster and they want to come and check you out, why is Airica-Demia going to steal the show?
Oh, wow. Well, at the very least, I know I have a character that nobody else is going to have. I don't know. Maybe I look cool. Maybe you just think I'm a cool person. I'm kawaii as frick.